Hello, this is me, Josh Hunter, from the from the planet Earth. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I wonder. All right, I'm Josh Hunter. I'm on the planet Earth. Josh Hunter from the planet Earth. I couldn't confirm that, so I don't know if I should be saying that. Anyway, all right. I'm having a little reaction to something. Sometimes I have these irrational reactions to things, and it's like you see. I think the young people these days, they call it triggering or getting triggered. It's not a trigger to me. There's sometimes everything gets put together. There's like a clicking, and you see the picture, you see the whole you see the whole thing. And most people don't want to see the whole thing. Hey, Garen, fucking T it. Have I seen the whole thing? Have I seen the whole thing? Have I seen the whole thing? A little on the nose. Okay. Alright, so I'm not necessarily upset, but, I might have like a tone or something. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk about my entire drug history, my relationship with drugs, narcotics. I think it's important to know this because this is the place where I've been the least consistent. This is where my social hypocrisy is most overt. Okay? So I'm not necessarily a fan of drugs. Most of the time, like I said, I'm a simple person. You give me some TV and some video games and like keep me fed, and that's about it. Like I don't need anything else. Like because that's the way I've raised. Like I've been raised in more or less a desert. Okay, when I say desert, I mean like I have not, like, everything that I've always like wanted, like I never got. All right, let me think about that. Everything I wanted. Let's see. Kind of like this angle makes me look like I don't know. This seems like I'm looking at this like it's like like 25 years from now. I'm like, oh, remember when that happened? Okay. All right. Anyway, let me focus. All right. So, do I get what I want? I don't know. One of my favorite books is The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton, I think. Edith something. And in the last chapter of that book, Newland Archer is speaking, or he's thinking about his son, or he's talking about his son. And he said the difference between my generation, I'm paraphrasing, but he says the difference between my generation and the generation, and this took place in like the late 1900s, like the telephone had just been invented. So he said the difference between my generation and my son's generation is that my generation we were never sure that we should get what we want. And his generation was definitely sure that they should always get what they want. And the thing about that is with that generation, a lot of the signposts and the danger signals that will let you know when you've gone too far disappeared. So, this is one of the reasons why I include... Anyway, so I've been... drugs, narcotics. I've never done meth. I've never smoked meth. I've never done heroin. Can you smoke heroin? I don't know. I've never... so anyway, all throughout high school, I didn't even have the desire to do drugs. I don't know. I was just so... I don't know. Everything was just so hazy. When I think about my life up until like maybe... Actually, I don't know what I want to be like a... well, because nothing was really happening, Not that it mattered. I don't need a lot of things to happen. I've always been considered like an old man. I mean, I don't feel like an old man, but people always tell me, oh, you're an old man. I'm like, okay. Really? Let's see who's the oldest. All right. Anyway, so, the first beer that I ever had was forced upon me. I was at my pal's house, and this guy, because all throughout high school, these guys like, you gotta drink, you gotta do drugs, peer pressure. I remember we were at a party once, me and my buddy. This guy used to be so innocent, No pun intended, or I don't know. But we were at this party, and these two like chicks, and they were pretty hot, And they're like, why? He's like, they were like, why don't you come on, guys, drink up? Why don't you guys drink? He's like, we don't drink, and they were like, why don't you drink? Oh my god, and they were older chicks too. Like, it was nice. Anyway, but it was peer pressure. But I didn't. I said, no, we don't. I want to drink. And then another time we were at my buddy's house, and this guy, he's like, just drink the goddamn beer, or he said something like that. It was. I mean, he didn't say something like that, but that was my perception of the tone. It was a light beer. It was a Bud Light, but I didn't drink the whole thing. I mean, it was just like they came up to me and just like Anyway. But my first actual beer where I elected and chose to drink was in Rosarito, Mexico. I was probably 2006, and we traveled at this vacation place called Las Gaviotas, which means the seagulls, if I'm not mistaken. And the first beer that I ever had voluntarily was called Dos Equis. Dos Equis. Yeah, Dos Equis. It's good beer. When I first had it, I'm like, whoa, man, what's going on? I can't believe it. Now, if you're a young person and you're watching this, I'm not encouraging you to do drugs or narcotics, okay? Eventually, I think I'll I think the sheer amount, if you're only watching this video of mine and you haven't watched any other videos of mine, then I would say, be aware, be conscious, and I think you know what to do. But if you've watched all of my videos, or at least 28%, 29% even, I don't think I need to tell you very much. Ding dong! Okay. So okay, so I had Dos Equis, my first beer, and then I was like, oh, this is great, let me take it. No, I'm not gonna do it. Alright, so the Dos Equis was my first beer, and it was good. And then it was 2006. So Alright, I'm going to say something I need to test to see how Alright, never mind. I'm not going to risk it. Okay, alright. Focus. Fuck, it's already been... Okay, alright. So I had beers... So that was 2006. And then in 2007... So I had a rule, because people... My peers were always saying, oh, come on, dude, smoke weed. I didn't want to smoke weed. I didn't even have a desire to. And then what I would always say was, I won't smoke weed until I know I have $1 million. That was the thing that I'd always say. I'm not smoking weed until I know I have $1 million, because someone's gonna need to cover this. There's gonna need to be like some type of cushioning for my. Anyway, so the first, so one night, So anyway, I was living in my house. I had 2 roommates, and I was working 2 jobs. I was very stressed, and then one night I'm like, man, I don't know. And so we made some weed brownies, but we microwaved them. We didn't bake them. They tasted terrible. They were awful. And but they took a long time to kick in, and we were all hanging out. It was like, why isn't anything happening? And then everybody left, and then all of a sudden it all kicked in at once. But after we had all left. And we were all having like this very even the people who were used to that type of marijuana, they were like, this is kind of unusual, and everyone had it by themselves. The experience kicked in, and so then I was by myself, and I remember the time exactly, and I always remember this. Like, it was 1:14 a.m. I just remember when it kicked in, like 1:14. Remember the time, 1:14 a.m. And it wasn't like, for some reason I was hearing like horror music, like just like, okay, yeah, I need to warn you guys. Well, this isn't gonna be like, actually no, actually let's call, yeah, fuck all that. All right. So it was very quiet, and suddenly I wasn't hearing horror. Well, yeah, no, it wasn't like an audio hallucination, but there was just like, I don't know, I just got the sense of like horror music, like from some scary film or something. And then yeah, that was, and then later on, oh, okay, I don't know how this is gonna go, but something, it didn't piss me off, but I got a lot of work, I got a lot of things that need to be done, and I do not mean to be impolite, I do not mean to be disrespectful, that is not even slightly my intent. This is just like, I'm trying to find the clear path, okay, and I don't know if this is, nah, fuck it, there's no reason to say it, I'm not even gonna say it, fuck it, alright. And then my first, no, I won't, alright, 1, 2, and then one night, so I had gotten accustomed to smoking marijuana, and then I don't remember it being like pleasant for us. It was just always like a lot of like fear, you know. It was always just like, I don't know, it wasn't chill, and I wasn't like hanging out with like ladies who liked me either, you know. I'm pretty sure like all these drugs are really cool, like when you're fucking hanging out with people who like you, especially when you're hanging out with ladies who like you, but I don't know, I just got the sense that all these ladies were pretending like I was just like some bill that they had to pay. It's like hanging out with this guy is like taxes. Well, I gotta pay my taxes, and I guess everybody found a way around it, I guess. Anyway, so after, so anyways, during this time, like then, you know, there's like, hey, it was a very stressful time at that time, you know, there was things going on, and someone was like, all right, well, let's all do some ecstasy, all right, and so I did. It was a very stressful night, and, but I mean, it was pretty neat. I mean, it wasn't the most exciting thing that ever happened to me, let's say, okay? What I mean is, like, the experiences that I have had, generally speaking, are much more astounding than the experiences that I've had while on narcotics. You know, hey, what's up, dude? Narcotics is like small time. Like, I'm like, I can't believe people think that, like, there are much better things out there, and I'm not like talking about like, you know, I'm not high on life, okay? It's not like this. I'm not trying to appeal to some, you know, Christian sense of morality within you. I'm telling you. Anyway, you probably, all right. Anyway, small time. Anyway, and so, but anyway, that first night, after I had done ecstasy, like I woke up, for some reason I had put on the movie American Beauty, and when I had gone to sleep, like I woke up in the morning, like when like it was terrible. Like I'm coming down, and like the first thing that I wake up to is the noise of like at the very end, you know, when that character, when Lester Burnham gets shot, you know, like that's like the first thing that I hear after doing ecstasy, like getting like, it was fucking awful, and there was nobody there too, like these severe drug experiences, and there's no one there, and so you know, I'm just like. I know, I was like, what the fuck, you know, and then I have to walk home, like, it was fucking terrible. Anyway, I didn't do, like, a lot of ecstasy. There was, like, only, like, a year and a half period. I'm pretty sure in my whole life I probably haven't had more than, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 pills, like, I don't know if that's a lot. No, it isn't a lot. And then I only smoked marijuana for, like, maybe a year or 2 years, and it wasn't very interesting. Sorry, this was not very interesting. There are much more interesting things. Alright, so why say all this? Well, because I know at some point, you know, there's going to be, because, okay, as far as alcohol goes, sorry, booze is nice. If I didn't have so many things, no, that's leaning. Am I leaning on it? This is the hypocrisy, you know, because sometimes I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to drink, or you shouldn't drink, or am I using it as a crutch? It doesn't feel like a crutch. I know what a crutch is, and, you know, because sometimes I'll drink it and I'll feel like, you know, my eyes light up, like I feel like, sometimes it seems more like coffee than like a sedative, but, I don't know, maybe I'm like Bender from Futurama, you know, like a robot. I don't mean any disrespect, okay, anyway, I hope that this diffused the thing that I hoped it would diffuse, and Lord, oh Lord, let this diffuse the things that need to be diffusing, especially if they are needful. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.